Well, hello, this is Mike Jacko with Manria with another Flip It Friday video tip for you guys. And we're at the workshop for the Life and Air with Sean McCloskey, and he was sharing a tip with us this afternoon about debt-free investing and how to get a free and clear rental portfolio in a very short term. So I actually wanted him to share that with you guys to get it from Sean's perspective.
All right, so basically the nuts and bolts of it are you don't necessarily have to go into debt to buy rental properties. You just need to get creative. And most people go into debt to buy rentals because they don't know any other way. But when I made a decision to stop getting into debt back in probably 2009 or 10, I had to think, if I want to buy rental properties, I got to think of another way to do it to accomplish what I want to accomplish, which is really passive income, but without the expense of the debt associated with it and the negative side of, if somebody doesn't make their payment as a tenant this month, I would still, under normal circumstances, have to pay the bank. So I thought, well, how can I avoid paying the bank if the tenant doesn't pay me? And I thought, well, what if I take on a funding partner instead of a bank? So this could be somebody that has maybe money sitting around in a self-directed IRA or somebody with cash or whatever. But how could I take on a cash partner to pay cash for the rental, and then we would split whatever rents come in each month? Now, this sounds really oversimplified, but it can be that simple. So, gosh, it's supposed to be a 2-minute video. Let me try to go fast. So basically, somebody else puts up the money, you partner the deal together. When the rents come in, you take the expenses off the top, and then whatever's left over, you can decide how you want to split that between you as the investor and the money investor, or the person putting up all the cash for the deal. If you want to split that 50-50, you certainly can, and so forth. Now, the numbers have to work to make this an advantageous deal for not only you. Obviously, your rate of return is unlimited because you've got no money in the deal. But for your investor, the rate of return has to make sense. So this is where getting a deal is really, really important. The cash flow's got to be there so that they get a great return on their investment. You get a great return on your time. But the short version of this is you could set this up where, my gosh, if you did this 10 times, you would have 10 basically free and clear rental properties. Now, they're free and clear, but you have a partner involved in them. So at some point, you could actually buy your partner out of 5 of those rental properties in exchange for the equity in the other 5. I'm simplifying this because it's supposed to be a 2-minute video, so forgive me. But the fact of the matter is, you could have 5 or even 10 free and clear rental properties very, very easily doing a strategy like this. The problem is you got to get a little bit more creative than most people are willing to do because it's so darn easy to go get a loan. But I like this approach because if the tenant doesn't pay me this month, then I don't have a payment to make to my partner, my funding partner in this deal. We just both don't get paid this month, if that makes sense. Does that help?
That perfect sense.
As fast as I could explain it in a couple minutes.
And I appreciate that. And this is all about opening your mind, thinking about different creative ideas, but also helping you guys figure out how to get free and clear properties as quickly as possible. And I see way too many people doing it the traditional way, go in the bank, get a 30-year loan, and 10 years later, they're still making payments on it. And if there's a problem with the rent, or if the economy crashes or something like that, you're now in, you owe the bank.
Sure.
And if the tenants aren't paying for the properties at that point, that's where I see people get into trouble.
And
I've been
it's
there.
not, I've been there too. And I'm not suggesting that way is wrong. I'm just suggesting, what if you could try to figure out another way where there's no downside if you don't get paid this month by the tenant, Yep. In this case, I don't have a payment to make. Now, I still got things like taxes and insurance, but those are minimal fees compared to a loan payment typically of what you would be paying out the door. So it seems to be working. I got a lot of students doing that.
And I know a lot of people are doing the same type of strategies as well. So thank you very much for sharing that with us, Sean. We really appreciate it.
All right, brother.
And for those of you who are not here at the Life and Air event, you're missing a great event. But we'll still see you guys back here next week with another video tip.